right, you're going to like this one. Welcome to the Beanholes. I'm Nate.
Line. Do it again. I wasn't prepared.
The Beanholes, it's Eric and Nate, the Beanholes. They're really pretty great, so shut up and listen to them talk. Eric and Nate.
Welcome to the Beanholes. I am Nate.
I'm Eric.
And we haven't said that in a long time.
About a month.
Is it? I think it's been 2, but yeah, working away from it. But we don't have our normal topic structure this time, so we're just going to talk about what we want to talk about.
We are constantly evolving, both to keep things fresh and to keep things interesting.
That's why I have a prehensile tail.
A what?
So what monkeys have, their tail actually does it's not just for balance like a cat.
Oh, because they can do other things with it.
Yeah. Doodle doo.
Hey, message.
So yeah, we were just chatting about YouTube, and they, as you said, they pulled out the nuke today.
Yeah, I heard that they, the long story short of this situation was that it was brought to the attention of a few advertisers that there's just so many videos on YouTube.
I had not heard that.
Yeah, in general. But there's also so many videos on YouTube that are so innocent of, it's not families trying to have a show or anything like that. Sometimes it's just as simple as a mom who just hears the YouTube channel and here's my kids playing at the park, or my daughter's gymnastics, or my son's soccer game.
Yeah. Or birthday parties, or, like the first video that was ever put up on YouTube, hey, there's an elephant, I'm at the zoo, here's 5 seconds of video.
Yeah. So just very simple video. And there seems to be a trend where some deplorables are, being kind of disgusting in the comments through various means, especially putting timestamps up to show off maybe when kids are in compromising positions. So this was brought to the attention of a bunch of advertisers. A bunch of advertisers started pulling their ads off of YouTube because, just as it works in this day, you threaten to do something or not do something, and everybody comes to a halt and says, all right, we'll do it. And the big solution that YouTube came up with is that they're making a system that essentially, if it detects a child in a video, the comments will just automatically be disabled. So that is using
rough.
The term nuke is I mean, it's appropriate because it literally is just a carpet bomb across all of YouTube.
Yep. I honestly, I've often questioned whether maybe they just shouldn't have a comment section at all on YouTube, because I think it's wonderful for people to be able to discuss what they're watching and everything, but for some reason, YouTube's comment section has been among the most toxic and hateful conversation threads, conversation environments on the entire internet.
Yeah, it could get pretty bad. I just don't know why and I feel like they used to have this system, and maybe they've done away with it, but I've seen it on other sites where comments have to be approved by the creator before being posted.
When you publish the video, you have to say that.
Yeah.
But so I think
just go back to that kind of system.
I wonder if that's how it's really going to be implemented, where its comments are. Well, I'm assuming its comments are disabled by default, but the people who uploaded it could go and re-enable the comments or enable the comments.
Yeah.
If that's where they're going with it, I'm all for it. I'm all for that as the new default on YouTube, period, whether there's kids or not.
Right. Right.
Otherwise, if it's you uploaded a video that our computer thinks has a child in it.
And I don't know how that's going to cover movie studios if they put a movie trailer up, there's kids in the trailer, does that count, or do the movie studios get past that?
I think like all other areas of social media, like the big companies are going to get a pass on a lot of stuff because you don't want to tell Warner Brothers you can't you can't do what you want to do and what you're used to doing here because then Warner Bros. Will be like, okay, well, we're going to go start our own YouTube with blackjack and hookers.
Do it.
Warner Brothers, go ahead, please do actually start your own YouTube. Don't care about the blackjack and hookers. Just if somebody could do better than Susan's doing with how things have been running.
Lazy Susan. I wish there was a bigger alternate to YouTube, and I know people usually will say Twitch, but Twitch is it's a different...
Completely different thing.
Yeah, I mean, it's like the difference between, and I don't mean one is really the lesser, but one is like a bike to a car. You know, yeah, they're similar. They'll get you from point A to point B, but there's clear differences.
Yeah, I would compare it to like a race car versus a tractor trailer.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, okay. They both can get you places, but they're completely different. But I wish there was an alternative because that's kind of the issue that I have, and I've said this before about these adpocalypse situations, and it sounds more on the conspiracy end, but it also it feels true where a lot of these advertisers will go to YouTube and go, well, we're not going to advertise anymore. Well, if I was YouTube, I would go, okay, where else are you going to go? Like, what other massive video platform that gets the amount of hits we do in a day are you going to go advertise to? If Coke wants to pull ads, I'm sure Pepsi would be glad going in there. And if not Pepsi, I'm sure Shasta would like to get in there. Dr. Pepper.
Pretty sure it's pronounced Shasta.
I was thinking
I don't think anybody in the world cares whether we do it correctly.
Most people probably don't even know that brand that I know from a joke. But yeah, so like I just it never made any sense of they hadn't have any reason to buckle, and every time all it does is come down on the users.
Yeah, and the biggest creators keep getting hurt over and over again.
Yeah.
The biggest small-time creators, let's say, that are not part of Hollywood.
Right. And just some who might have some content that some may feel, well, YouTube has said, oh, this isn't advertiser-friendly. Well, if Trojan wants to advertise on YouTube, well, then guess what? Those kids' videos are not advertiser-friendly. It's all based on the advertiser.
Yeah. And I as a creator myself, I find it very difficult sometimes with our show in particular that one checkbox of like, is it appropriate for all ages or not? It's like I wouldn't mind my 2 and 3 year old nephews having our show on, but also I don't think they'd enjoy watching it other than seeing Uncle Nate on the screen. But
Nate.
But I don't think our show is wildly inappropriate for small children, but also I don't think it's necessarily appropriate for small children.
Yeah.
For example, I wanted to bring up the fact that Pornhub is the only company that has the resources already in place to create a competitor to YouTube. And I mean, in a way, they already are a competitor to YouTube, but not really. But they could take exactly the platform they already have, copy it, use the same video hosting services they've already got, but have some other name for the service, and just not have the two connected.
Right.
And it could be a clean offering, but like I don't want to say 6-year-olds can't watch our show, but I definitely don't want to click the box that makes it like, oh no, you're never getting ads on this video because you said the word shart and you don't think that a lot of people want their 4-year-old learning that word.
Well, here's what bothers me too is that that would all make sense if there was only the one YouTube app. They have YouTube Kids.
Yep.
Which is an app completely designed from the ground up to take the YouTube experience for children.
Yeah.
So then what does that leave the regular YouTube? Are you not allowed to swear uncontrollably? And it's kind of like the Clerks thing. Like, Clerks was probably, I think, one of the first, it was rated R just for the amount of swearing. There's no nudity or anything in that movie. It's just swearing.
Yeah. I think the rules for a very long time were like more than one F word and you're getting an R rating. But
well, actually, Beetlejuice got to say it once and it was PG because they didn't have PG-13 at the time.
Yep. But they only said it once.
Right.
But yeah, so the rules were always there, but most people are like, well, if we're already getting an R, let's show some boobies.
Yeah. So why not, if they're going to make an app for kids and then the kids' content is still on the regular YouTube app, why not make a third YouTube app where you have to be 18 years older? And not that the content has to be specifically geared towards adults, but gives another portion of that platform for the more risque YouTubers who have been around for a long time, who have followings. I mean, I know some of the YouTubers who have been just completely demonetized have 500,000 to 1 million followers.
I had assumed when they announced YouTube Red, I had assumed that was what that was, because red means that kind of thing. As a matter of fact, I think RedTube might even be an
adult
X-rated
site.
Yeah. But yeah, that's so. So also, to what you were saying, my problem is still like I don't think any rational person would think that even a younger teenager couldn't handle our show.
Yeah.
I shouldn't say that. I've known some very, very nice people who've raised some wonderful kids who kept them very sheltered for a very long time, and they turned out just fine. So I don't mean to say that those people weren't rational. The people that wouldn't even let their kids watch Disney Channel at certain times, even though they're 16 years old.
My best friend, when I first started hanging around, I knew him in the 3rd grade, and we started hanging out in the 5th grade because we were on the same street. Yeah. Alex, you know him well. When I first started hanging out with him, his parents were a lot more strict than they are now, and he was not even allowed to watch.
Of course they're more strict back then.
He's an adult now, so it doesn't even matter if they were still so strict. But,
young man, you're only just about to turn 30 years old. You can't be watching that kind of stuff.
Well, I remember him saying that they weren't allowed to watch like certain shows on Nickelodeon, like all that. Like, no, don't watch that. You're not allowed to. Yeah. And I'm like, what? This is insane, because my mother's stance, very early on, and I still appreciate this, is when I started getting into watching South Park at like 7 or 8, and because my cousin showed me a lot of things.
Okay.
Yeah, he shared a box of Playboy magazines that I'd found on my own.
Wait, he shared it? Oh, no, wait, it was his, but you found it?
It was his box. He was staying with us at the time. I found the box. And when he knew I found the box, it was at that moment of like, here, just take the box, go. But anyway, when my mom realized, like...
Wait.
Okay.
Can I ask you this?
Whatever you want.
The most recent age you mentioned just before you said that was like 7 or 8.
Yeah.
That applies to when you found this box?
It's about like 8 or 9. Like right
oh my area. God, you heathen. Your whole family is bad people.
If there's any small clip to go on Instagram, it's like, oh my God, you heathen. Click to watch more. Anyway, when my mother, she worked 3rd shift at the post office, so she was not home during the day, so she knew there is no feasible way I could stop him from watching South Park. So she talked with me not really as an adult, but...
No feasible way.
There's not...
Put some parental controls on the TV and don't let you find out what the code is.
She was not doing that.
That is a feasible way, but she didn't know it. Okay.
In her world, there was no feasible way. So she said, she acknowledged, like, I can't stop you from going to a friend's house and watching these things. I can't stop you going to your grandmother's. But, so, like, I'll allow you to watch this. But if I ever hear any of those words out of your mouth, you will regret saying it, basically. And I respected that. I was, my mom definitely had the fear of God in me. Like, I hated upsetting her. But I respected that, and I moved forward, and I never swore in front of my mother until I was, like, 18, 21, when I was able to throw one around here and there. And now I just don't care. So, but I've taken that, and I think I would do the same thing to my kid, that if I felt like they were mature enough to handle a little bit more, I would give them that rope and see how they handle it.
You just used an expression that refers to suicide regarding raising your kids. Great job.
We're the problem on YouTube, I guess.
Well,
the
you
Momo challenge.
So we're just going to say, YouTube, you need a filter so that we can just be like, this half of the screen, not appropriate for kids.
I'm a heathen, apparently.
You can put ads over Eric whenever he talks and just keep me on screen. I do tend to go like this the whole time, so I'll just watch the ads with the people.
Out of everything, I knew at a young age, though, that a window was not an appropriate place to use the bathroom. So, as heathenous as I was watching South Park, I knew there's a toilet to use.
I don't know if heathenous is a word, but
it is now.
Okay.
Now we can have more merch.
All right, what a rambling conversation we've had so far.
Yeah, this is wonderful.
All right, so a couple things coming out soon I'd like to talk about that have nothing to do with the old tube. Except that they probably have trailers out. Or some of these. Got Shazam coming out real soon.
Yep.
Got Captain Marvel herself.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the same movie for a second.
Yeah, isn't that a fun, confusing thing? And Pet Sematary.
Yeah, the remake of Pet Sematary.
What else have we got? A couple months we got Aladdin.
We have,
which I'm against these horrible live remakes. The live remakes that everything's CGI anyway.
I'm fine with them.
All right then.
No, I mean here's the thing. A lot of Disney's stories are based off of public domain stories, and they've been not only done by Disney, they've been reanimated and done live action by many other studios. And of course, Disney's are usually seen as the pinnacle, or when you think about those characters, like when you think about Aladdin, it's usually Disney's. If they want to make, I enjoy the live action movies so far, because if anything, even if at their worst, it makes you appreciate the cartoon a little bit more.
Well, you could take a dump on a paper plate and it would still make me appreciate a Disney cartoon more than that.
Except for the Black Cauldron, because that one is a dump on a plate. Let me tell you.
All right.
I know it has its fans, but let's be real here.
I'm a fan.
You've never seen it. You've seen the Black Cauldron from Disney, yeah.
Yep.
All right. So Pet Sematary,
Can't tell you how.
huge, this huge resurgence in Stephen King, and they're also making a sequel to the Shining. I don't know if it's coming out this year, but it's a year or two. It's coming out as well. I think following the sun from The Shining. I don't know.
I actually just decided a minute ago I was just not going to talk for a while. I thought you meant that, like, after The Sun, this sequel to The Shining will be coming out.
Oh.
I was like, I guess. So, anyway. Yeah, I like that they're taking another crack at some of the Stephen King stuff. Was John Lithgow is...
Yeah. John Lithgow is playing Judd.
Yeah.
Ah, you don't want to go down that road.
It didn't sound like he was really doing anything other than his normal John Lithgow voice.
I read an interview with the director about parts of the movie, and other than changing some things up in the book, which they completely, I don't know if you've seen the most recent trailer, they're out in the open about a very big change from the book. It's something that if you read the book or seen the original movie, it would have been a massive twist, and they were just out in the open of like, oh yeah, this is what we're changing. I don't want to say it here just to salvage any other fans of Pet Sematary, but he did reference John Lithgow working on his character, and he tried out the voice, that like the Midwestern voice or whatever the voice he was.
New England.
Yeah, New England. It's Maine.
Yeah. It's like a northeastern New England,
and it was just
a northeastern United States.
It was more distracting of him trying to purposely put on that accent, but what they found was him just working it a little bit into his normal voice worked out pretty well. So yeah.
Well, it's all very nice. Yeah. I think that what they should have done is remade this movie, but using exclusively the cast from Third Rock from the Sun. And French Stewart could have played the dad.
I was gonna say French Stewart should have gotten hit by the butt. French Stewart gets hit by the truck and comes back, and then he can really show off some of his acting chops. His eyes open up. That's the difference.
Wayne Knight plays the dog.
What? The dog? It's a cat that gets.
Well, yeah, but. No, you're right. Okay.
I really... I don't know why I'm saying this. Wayne Knight, you know how when they first... Machete, the movie starring Danny Trejo, and when they made that, they were like... It was a big deal how, like, oh, this guy has always been a side character, but now he's starring in his own movie. Why haven't we had the Wayne Knight version of that? Like
Newman, the movie.
Going postal?
Dennis Nedry, the motion picture.
I would watch a movie with that, with Dennis Nedry as the main character.
Did they ever hint that he actually survived the?
No. And if you've ever played the Telltale Jurassic Park game, I believe the opening of that game has you playing one of the people from the other scientist, a group that were paying Dennis Nedry, and you actually go to where the truck is, and his dead body is there. So
nifty.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else cool happening we haven't gotten to talk about lately?
I mean, I think we covered the stuff.
All right.
So, hey.
So I guess we are done beaning. This
The Bean Holes.
Look it up.